Everything that we want to say today is based on observation and not necessarily anything that we know. What is so funny? I'm Suey.
I'm Megs.
I'm Toto.
And it's weird because we're all together. Yay!
Yay! I love that we always applaud ourselves after the intro.
Because what else can we do? So today we're going to do part 2 of Kpop For Beginners with the question of this day.
What is the organization of a K-pop group?
This
Or
is
how are they made up?
not what you told me we were doing.
So Megs,
Yo.
when you think of a K-pop group, what is the makeup of that group? Who does that group include?
Attractive young men or women. Okay, so usually you have a leader, which does not necessarily mean like the lead singer like some people think. Leader means it's like a team captain.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Is the leader usually the oldest in the group?
Generally speaking, but there are cases, like a lot of times people will make the leader the oldest person, but not always.
Right.
For example, BTS was formed around RM, and he's like the middle child.
So what does a leader do? They're like spokesperson.
If they win an award on a show, then generally speaking,
The leader
they will
be the first one.
be the first one to speak and do the thank yous and everything like that. I also think of them as kind of a go-between between company and group. I don't know if this is really true. It's just in my head.
Like if the group's got
having
an
issues,
or
they would
some
take
questions.
it to, or say like, this is kind of the direction we want to go, or that we're feeling.
So who else is in a group besides leader?
We have our vocalists.
Which are the people that sing.
But don't they all sing?
But
Sometimes they don't all sing.
this
What?
I know, it's weird because you were just telling me
Joking.
Eugene doesn't sing that
doesn't
much.
have really-
I'm like, well then what's he there for?
He's the lead dancer.
He's a dancer.
Lead dancer.
Lead dancer. Instead, and as
I-
opposed to
I-
main dancer.
I have figured out what this means.
Wait. Let's go through all of them so
That's
we
what-
know the
yeah.
difference. Yeah.
So, the other positions, there's lead vocalist, main vocalist, lead dancer, main dancer, lead rapper, and main rapper. So there's lead and main, and then there's also just like vocalist and rapper without being a lead or a main. I think I figured out what this means.
And okay, how long have you been in this?
2.5 years.
And we were just figuring it out.
Because lead and main
They
sort of
seem
seem the
similar
same, and
to us.
I still don't get it.
So this is my understanding of how lead and main works. The lead vocalist is like, they like lead into the song, like they're usually the first person to sing in a song, or they're like the person to sing the bridge or something. Like they start it out kind of. Like if you think of a K-pop group and like think of who starts each song, like a lot of times it's the same person. In Twice, there's like a girl that always starts all their songs. And then the main vocalist is like, if you think of a K-pop group, they're the voice that you think of.
Like Jungkook.
Yeah, they're the ones that usually always sing in the chorus.
So the ones that, when you think of that group's sound, it might be the main vocalist's voice that comes to mind.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing a video on, oh yeah, this is what these things are, and we don't know for sure. That's great.
We have already disclaimed ourselves at the very beginning of the series that we know nothing.
I thought lead was like, they kind of take charge of the vocals a little bit. I don't know, that could be a little wrong. Like, for example, J-Hope is the lead dancer, and so he kind of helps others with the choreography.
Yeah.
And main dancer just means you are usually in the front.
For the dancer, like the lead dancer is like, yeah, you help each other, and in the group dances, you're in the front, and the main dancer is like, they have more solos or alone dancing time.
So I feel like it's the same with a vocalist, and also like they clean the routine. I mean, I know the choreographer is there for that, but I feel like if they're helping out in a group, they would be the eyes for it. But I think it would be the same thing for the main vocalist and lead vocalist. Like the lead is kind of in charge. But I have no idea. I don't know.
Like they're kind of the
go-to person to if you had questions or something. I don't know.
And so that might be more behind the scenes, like stuff that we're not necessarily seeing. You're saying.
Yeah.
I keep talking about Obtention because I know Obtention the best. And for the dancer, Bitto is the main dancer. He gets a ton of solos. Kyujin is the lead dancer, and he's just always in the front dancing with everyone.
So let's go from the very beginning. We have leader, yes?
Yes.
Leader, vocalists, rappers, visuals, and a Maknae.
And dancers.
Oh, and dancers. Oh, I forgot dancers. That's an important one. It's my favorite.
So the visual, are you saying that the visuals are somebody who cannot do any of the other things? They're only there to look pretty?
No.
Okay.
But
I just want to make it clear.
So you can have multiple roles within a group. Jin he's a visual, right? So Jin is a visual and he's worldwide handsome, right? Okay.
Except who wins #1 worldwide handsome every
That'd
week?
be my boy Taehyun.
I just find that funny. I wonder if Jin's like, but wait, I'm worldwide handsome. Why are you winning? Why are you getting the #1 spot every year? So did we cover? What's a Maknae?
Maknae is a term that means youngest.
And why do we even care about the youngest in a group?
I don't know.
What's the big deal?
Because it is a role in and of itself. Because a Maknae kind of has this expectation of being young and fun-loving and mischievous and everything like that. So they kind of have to play that role.
Which I find very interesting because it is a real thing. And in every Maknae, in every group seems to have some sort of a
particular
a little label that's put on them that they either embrace or they fight.
Kyuhyun is the evil Maknae.
Because he's savage and mean to everyone.
Yes. Jungkook is the golden Maknae. And who else has a special Maknae position?
Well, Shao is the cutie pet.
Cutie pet?
Pet. Cutie pet. He is like a dog. He's like a little puppy. He's so cute.
And then there's some groups who have Maknaes, but then they have other people in their group that act like the Maknae.
Yeah, they're the fake Maknae.
Anyway, so those are, sometimes we use the acronyms BG and GG.
Boy group
and girl group. That one's hard.
Yeah, that one's really tough. We also use the term idol a lot, which is what we call all the people that are in this industry. Which, is that normal or abnormal?
Yeah, what I was trying to think the other day, I was like, what do we call like musicians or singers in the US? I don't even know. Singers?
Singer.
So is it a kind of a K-pop term to use the term idol? Is what I'm trying to use.
It's weird to call the K-pop idols like a singer. I mean, like, they're singers, they sing, but as you were saying, there's vocalists and rappers and dancers.
Anyway, so that's a term that's kind of the overall term for all of these guys and girls. So in a particular group, can you have different units?
Yes.
Sometimes they break themselves into subunits, and especially the bigger groups do this. And so then you get these personality groups that are different from the main personality of the big group. Does that make sense?
So, for example, in 17, we have the performance subunit, we have the vocal subunit, and then we have the hip-hop. Whoa, what was that? Then
we have the hip-hop subunit.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be based on what kind or what their role is in the group, because in VIX we also have the subunit of LR, which is a vocalist, Leo, and our rapper, Ravi.
Which is awesome. Putting a vocalist and a rapper together, I think it's one of the best things to do. In Super Junior, you take the 3 main beautiful vocalists and put them together in a subunit called KRY.
Cry.
And there's also Super Junior M.
And there's Super Junior. Oh, what's the other one?
Happy.
Yes, thank you.
I don't really
Super
count that one.
High.
They do like 2 songs.
Super Junior D and E, they're a unit.
Yep. Again, a rapper and a vocalist.
Another big example is NCT.
Okay, so you have NCT.
2000. Well,
NCT. But then you have NCT Dream, U, and 127.
They're each kind of like a separate group almost.
But
they're considered units. I have no idea if that's true. Like with Dream and 127 being set and you being the one that changes, that's what it has seemed like.
We're just trying to say that the groups can kind of do all the fun things that they want to do.
Fluid.
Yes, and there's not just the group, but and sometimes they do solo things, and sometimes in K-pop there's not always groups. There's solo artists too, and so we've got a bunch of those, which are more than I can't keep track of those guys, but and they all have their different roles within their groups. So that's how a K-pop group is made up.
Those are the different roles in a K-pop group.
Any questions?
Lots.
Let us know if we got anything wrong or right.
Lots wrong. A little right.
Hopefully we got some right.
Most of this was based on observation.
Maybe we should say that at the beginning.
Say what?
Say what? Wait, isn't
Everything
that a
that
song?
we're saying, yeah.
By BTS?
So what?
So
So everything we're gonna say,
Wait.
everything that we want to say today is based on observation and not necessarily anything that we know. What is so funny? Okay, now we have to say goodbye. I don't know what happened to these guys. Bye.
내가 너를 끌어봐. But you know I'm a 내가 너를 지기 player.